Okay, so I'll just change my mouse. That's all right. Yes, all right. You're not being your voice isn't being recorded. So, right, Reshma had a mixture of iron filings and sand. What could she use to separate the iron filings from the mixture? Yeah, a magnet. Good. Reshma took 10 centimeters cubed of water and 2 grams of different solid into each of 4 test tubes. She shook each test tube. The drawings show the test tubes after 10 minutes. Why can the salt and sugar no longer be seen in test tubes A and C? Because they have dissolved in water. Reshma added hydrochloric acid to some piece of limestone as shown below. Look at the diagram above. How can you tell that a gas is given off in this experiment? I can tell the gas is because it's because the so basically bubbles is the word that we're looking for there, and yeah. And hang on a second. Yeah.
Going to Victorians.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't tell you.
Oh, right. Casey's just telling me that she's going to her friends. Right. Reshma passed the gas through lime water. This showed that the gas was carbon dioxide. It turns cloudy. Yeah, great stuff. So your memory is pretty good as well, by the way. Looks like your memory is pretty good. Right, sure, but I mean, it's not just you working out your memories. Because when's the last time you did acids and alkali? So some time ago then, and you remembered. I mean, most people. Well, I don't think so. Actually, I would disagree with that because most people would have forgotten this one. Okay. Right. Well, okay. Maybe we have different types of memories, I guess. So A part one use. Yeah. Use a graph to show to give the pH of the liquid in Barry's mouth before he started to eat. 7, yeah. Again, I think this is too easy for you, really. What does this pH tell you about the liquid in Barry's mouth before he started to eat? It was neutral. Mm-hmm. What happened to the pH after he ate the meal? As Barry ate the meal, the pH lowered, become more acidic. Yeah. Barry chewed special gum after each meal. The chewing gum neutralizes what substance must neutralize the acid and alkali. We got some rocks in here. Oh, yeah, it's rocks as well. It's not just acids and alkali then. Which word describes molten rock that is underground? Magma. Which type of rock? Do volcanoes produce? Igneous. Sulfur is a poor conductor of electricity. Well, it might be a poor conductor of heat as well. I don't really know why it's a weird. It's just because it's non-metallic. Well, electricity would be fine, but heat would probably be also fine. At 115 degrees, so it melts it. Yes, solid into a liquid. They're being very generous with the marks here. I think we could definitely get you a harder question than this. Oh, you didn't know this one. Sulfur burns in air to form an oxide. What gas in the? Oh no. Well, I'm going to make a note of that. Didn't see it. And this means we can identify it as a kind of question that as a kind of mistake that you may make from time to time in tests, and it's good to know that. So now that you've seen it, let's test you on it. What do you think the answer is? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's oxygen, isn't it? But I can't give you the mark, I'm afraid, because we missed the question. But you're right, it's oxygen. So okay, oh, you typed these ones in. So which ones were you? Not that one. Oh yeah, that one. Okay. So that one and that one. Is this you as well? Yeah, that's you. Oh, it's all of them. Okay. Right. So how would they have marked this one? So the pH. Well, let's just tick each correct answer. So universal indicator. Yeah. Alkaline. Yeah. So I'm probably going to give you that one. I think it's actually more purple than blue. but I think there is probably. Let's get a picture. Let's get an image of universal indicator. Universal indicator. Yeah. So, well, it's pH 10 though. Well, no, it's blue. Look at that. Wow. You can, but generally speaking, you would say purple. But yeah. Wow. Well, not just technically right. It was completely right. It was more right than what I said because it is actually that's actually blue. That's blue, isn't it? Yeah, maybe. Right. So you got both those marks. The table. Oh right. Did I miss that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think. Hmm. I'm going to put a question mark by that. I'm gonna. Yeah, because I'd be surprised if you needed to know that, but you might be able. Hmm. I think. I think. I think actually on most pH scales, one is red, not zero. pH does go down to zero. In fact, it can go down to minus numbers, but most of the time your pH scale goes down to one, especially at key stage 3. So I would have thought that 2, although it's pH 2, I would have thought red or orange. I would have thought you'd get that, to be honest. So the table below shows 5 household substances and the pH of each subject or substance. So neutralizing it, well, we know so presumably a bee sting was acidic. Yes. So you're going to neutralize it with, so yeah, both of those are fine. Okay. Yeah. Jessica was investigating the rusting of iron. She set up 5 experiments as shown below. What's this question asking us? Let's see if I can just jump to the question. Explain why the nails had not rusted in test tubes B and C. You wrote, so B, tap water which had been boiled remove dissolved gases, nail, and a chemical to absorb water vapor. So the nail did not react because there was no dissolved oxygen to react with. Very well explained as well. The nail didn't react because the any oxygen, which has been split into 2 words, it should have been any oxygen, right? In the test tube was absorbed before it could react with the nail. I don't think that's the case because it absorbs water vapor, not oxygen. So that one's wrong. So you got 1 mark there. In test tube, I think you've dropped about 2 or 3 marks so far. I think you got another one wrong. No, you missed a question out, remember? Yeah. So in test tube E, the iron nail reacted with the vinegar. In vinegar, is vinegar acidic, alkaline, or neutral? It's acidic. This is mostly just remembering, reciting stuff. When the iron reacted with the vinegar, bubbles of gas were formed. What gas was this? Yeah, it's a good guess. It's when metals react with acid, it's hydrogen. Okay, I'm just gonna hang on a second. Yeah, so when a metal reacts with acid, you get bubbles of hydrogen, not oxygen. Besides which, think about it like if we think about one of the most simple, of the acids, that's iron, and then HCl, right? Ah, okay. Right. Okay. Well, yeah. I understand. The hydrogen is necessary to make it an acid, but that doesn't mean that everything with hydrogen is an acid. It's just that all acids have hydrogen in them. So yeah, it's not a coincidence. It's very relevant, but I won't go any further into it because it's a bit more advanced. Okay. before putting the iron nail in test tube D, Jessica weighed the nail. After 3 days, she dried and weighed the nail and the rust which had formed. How did the mass on the nail? Okay, so this is an interesting question. The mass on the nail of the rust was heavier, very good, than it was before. Hang on, before being put in vinegar. Before putting the Jessica weighed the nail, and hang on. So I'm going to be strict there because we don't yeah. Well, no, actually, more than that, the mass of the nail. So the mass of the nail and the rust was heavier. If you'd have just wrote that, you'd have got the mark. But because you wrote the rest of it, that shows me that you misread the question. The actual fact is that the iron with the rusty iron nail would be heavier because it's going to have oxygen atoms on it. So it's going to be produced of that. But in actual fact, if you put it in vinegar, if you put rusty iron nail in vinegar, and then dried it and everything, it would actually be lighter because the vinegar would have reacted with the iron oxide. Anyway, okay, so give the reason for the answer. Some of the nail reacted with the vinegar, which means the part of the nail that got rusted. Yeah, so okay, sorry about that. All right. Jessica concluded that the presence of salt in the water made the nail rust more quickly. Sorry, we finished at past, don't we? Explain why she drew that conclusion from her experiments. She drew the conclusion from her experiments as the nail and salt would have rusted fastest and the nails in the water were slower. Okay. Is that the case? D, nail very rusty, and then, yeah, that seems right. A, nail slightly rusty, yeah. Okay, yeah, that seems like a reasonable answer to that question. Okay, let's go on to the next one. The scientists compared the acidity of 4 gases. Some of these your answers? No. Which gas dissolved to form the most acidic solution? Okay, so carbon dioxide, yeah, because you needed the most amount of alkali indicators to get back to green. Carbon dioxide is the most acidic as it took the most amount of. Okay, there's your explanation. Oh, it's only 1 mark. Okay, one mark for both for those answers. Okay, which gas formed a neutral solution? Yeah, air didn't need any droplets. Air is the most, you can stay in the same color. What effect does an alkali have on acid? Alkali neutralizes it. This you got to work on your spelling, right? Because it's actually got the word written here. You see, so you can just copy it over. So if you're not sure of it, you just look. You can look at it, can't you? Okay, so right, zinc and hydrochloric acid does not is it 2 marks? So you got that one. I'm not going to mark the spelling. And this is, what do you think it is? What do you think it is now then? No. What do you think this is? It's not water. Yeah, it's hydrogen, like before, right? Because yeah. Let's add them all up then. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh no, 20. 21, 22, 23. Okay. 23. Right, I'll stop the video there.